Okay, so it is time for TBR of the month. And I am doing my January TBR. And so I have my jar here, and the ones that I didn't end up reading last time when I did the TBR jar, those I put back in here. So I already have a few books that I need to read this month. So those, oh, I'm missing, there it is. Those are already on my list. So I have Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas, the second book in the Throne of Glass series, and I have it borrowed from Libby. And I only have a few more days left of it, so I need to finish that book. So I have that book for January to finish, and then I have A Stolen Life, which is on my Libby as well. It's an audiobook. So that one I count, but not like fully count, just because I know I can listen to it while I'm working or doing other things. And it's only like 7 hours. So that's going to be easy. This will be easy. And then my mother-in-law, because she's often with me and my husband when we're driving around or doing stuff. So when we stopped at a little free library, I picked up this book by Leanne Moriarty. It's The Husband's Secret. So it's about this wife finding a letter written by her husband that she's only supposed to read after his death, but she finds it and he hasn't died, obviously. So now she's like learning all these deep, dark secrets. And my mother-in-law really wants to know if it's good or if she should read it or like what the secret is. So I told her I would read it in January and I will tell her about it. So this is on my January TBR. I have to read this for her. I have to read it. So I have, those are the three that I already have on my TBR, and I'm thinking that what I'll do, because I don't know how busy I'll be this month or what books I'll be receiving from Libby, because I have a lot, I have like 12 books on hold, but some of them are like months out until I get them and others are weeks and stuff. So I don't know which ones I might receive this month to read, and then it only gives me like 21 days to read them. So I will have to see. I'll have to find out later. But I'm thinking what I'll do, since I already have 3 to read, but one is an audiobook, so I'm not like really counting that because I listen to those while I'm working. And I'm already 41% through the Sarah J. Maas book. So I'm thinking maybe I'll pick like 5 more to give me options for the month, like when I'm kind of like unsure what I want to read or need an idea. I think I'll just pick 4 more and see what I get. I know there's a few books that I want to read this month that I would like to read, but then I'm also like, well, if I read them too soon, then what books am I going to be excited for the rest of the year? You know, like this one, I really want to read this one. I really want to read this one. But then it's like, that's the one I want to read the most. And then if I read it, what am I going to read for the rest of the year? And I know there's a few books that I want to reread too sometime this year. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay. I should make this so you can actually see it. And so this is the first pick. The first pick we have here. A book that you're scared to read. Okay, scared to read because it's huge, or scared to read because I think it's going to be scary. I'm not afraid of any of my books being scary. Honestly, I'm honestly scared to read this. I'm so scared to read Game of Thrones because there's such tiny words and 800 pages. It's tiny words and 800 pages. Look how thick that is. But I know that there's, I need to set this down. I know that there's like these are also scary because there are a lot of pages too. and tiny words and like more difficult wording. And then, what do I have on the other side? None of this is organized. None of this is organized because I can't fit all the books. I'm scared to read this one because I think it'll be boring. I think it's going to be boring, so I'm scared to read it. And I'm scared to read this because it's a fat book. It's so thick. It's so thick. And it's sci-fi. 600 pages. And it's sci-fi. And I'm not a big sci-fi fan. I think I am not going to choose this one, though. I'm not feeling sci-fi-y. And I really don't want to read this one right now. Scared to read. A book that I'm scared to read. I think it has to be one of these three. Jane Eyre, Villette, or Game of Thrones. I don't want to read Jane Eyre this month. I don't want to read Jane Eyre this month. I kind of am thinking I'll do the Game of Thrones. I'll like start it. Maybe I'll start it. We'll see. So, a book I'm scared to read, Game of Thrones. I hope I don't get like the one where it's like over 500 pages or something. Like, that'd be terrible. I wonder did I even write that one down? I don't even remember. There's two in my hand, so I'm dropping one of them. Okay. We've got this one. A book that involves family. I don't know if you can even read that. I don't know. A book that involves family. Oh, I think this one involves family. Disappear Home by Laura Hurwitz. And it looks like it would be an easy book to read, too. The Time Traveler's Wife, but I'm not feeling that. I know, like, My Husband's Lies. I mean, that's obviously involves some sort of family. Zookeeper's Wife. I feel like my cart keeps getting stuck. The Couple Next Door. Oh, and The Lost Girls of Willowbrook. That involves family. That involves family. So we have Disappear Home, which is like a YA literary fiction. And then we have The Lost Girls of Willowbrook, which is like a mystery. I'm thinking I might, since I have two more book options coming, I can easily pick another mystery at some point. So I think what I'll do is this literary fiction, because I have this big fat thing right here. And this is small, and it's YA, so I think it'll be easy. And so, let's see, it's Shoshana Ebersole lives in a hippie commune run by her manipulative father. She has watched him abuse her mother for years. As the abuse escalates, it's only a matter of time before her mother ends up seriously injured or Shoshana becomes the next victim. The time has come to escape. Being on the run is liberating. Shoshana, her mother, and her sister are free, but her father is never far behind. Will he track them down before they find a safe haven, or will they finally disappear from his radar? So that kind of involves family. I mean, it's her mom, and her sister. So that's what I'm going to do for this one. Disappear Home by Laura Hurwitz. And the cover is beautiful. It's a beautiful cover. Okay. I have two more books, I believe, that I can choose. Is this one or two? I think it's one. Okay. A book with pink on the cover. I just chose this one. I don't know if I have any other books with pink. Oh! A book with pink on on the cover. We have anatomy. Anatomy is a very pinkish. That's pink, right? We've got anatomy. There's me before you. I'm just constantly spinning this card around. Oh, here's a Matt Goldman. There's some pink on this cover. I don't have like any plain covers. Otherwise, I'd be like, it's gotta be plain. Pink. Don't have that. I think what I should do is, since I already have 2 books on my 24 to read in 2024, in this list here, I have The Husband's Secret and The Game of Thrones. I think what I'm going to do is this one, because I need to see if I like his writing style or his books, since I have 2 others of his, Matt Goldman. So I think I'll choose Dead West. And it says, Neil Shapiro accepts what appears to be an easy, lucrative job. Find out if Beverly Meyer's grandson is foolishly throwing away his trust fund in Hollywood, especially now in the wake of his fiance's tragic death. However, that easy job becomes much more complicated once Nils arrives in Los Angeles, a disorienting place where the sunshine hides dark secrets. Nils quickly suspects that Eben Meyer's fiancée was murdered and that Eben himself may have been the target. As Nils moves into Eben's inner circle, he discovers that everyone in Eben's professional life, his agent, manager, a screenwriter, a producer, seem to have dubious motives at best, with Nils' friend Jameson White, who has come to Los Angeles to deal with demons of his own, acting as Eben's bodyguard. Nils sets out to find a killer before it's too late. So, we shall see. We shall see. I think that's the one I'm going to pick for pink on the cover, is Dead West by Matt Goldman. So it's got some pink over here, and like that's more like an orangey, but there's pink over here and over here with the sunset. So, one more book choice. One more book. I got one. What's it say? Book from the year you were born. Book from the year you were born. Oh my goodness. I don't think I have one. I don't think I have one from 1999. Why did I grab like an old book? I'm not that old, Shane. This one was 2001. That definitely not. No. I don't think I have one from 1999. 2006. I seriously don't think any of these books are going to be from 1999. 2014. I think I need to pick a different one. I don't think that one's going to work. I really don't. I'll check one more book. I'll see. This one is 1991, but again, like I can't be reading this and the other one. I can't read both of those. So I think what I'm gonna do is pick a different one, a different little prompt, because I don't think I'm gonna find one from there. I don't know why I put that prompt in there. That's not going to work. Not going to work. Okay, just one more. One more. A book you think will make you cry. Because we definitely want to do that. We definitely want to do that. Okay, I think I had already come up with a few of these before. I think this one, I'm thinking of ending things. That one might make me cry. And then I've got one more. One more. 13 Reasons Why. So, I'm thinking I'm going to choose this one just because my friend really, really hyped it up. She was like, you need to read this. So, I think this is the one I'm going to read because she hyped it up so much. So, I'm going to put 13 Reasons Why back. And I am going to choose I'm Thinking of Ending Things by Ian Reid. Will this sticker come off as nicely as the last one I took off? No, it's not. Okay. So, we've got many books to read this month. I've got my Crown of Midnight from Libby that I'm borrowing. About 41% done with that, through with that one. I've got A Stolen Life, which is an audiobook. I've got The Husband's Secret by Leanne Moriarty that my mother-in-law really, really wants me to read, so I need to read this month. Then we have ones from the prompts. So, a book that you're scared to read is Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. Yes, I'm excited to read it, but I'm also scared because it's so huge. There's 800 pages and tiny words. That is a lot. That is a lot. And I'm also really worried that I'll get so, like, lost or bored or, like, confused. I don't know. I'm a little worried about that one. Scared. Okay. Scared to read a book that involves family. We have Disappear Home by Laura Hurwitz. And this one I picked because it's about family, but also because it's smaller. It's smaller and it's like a YA, so I think it'll be easier to read. So since I have this book, I need something easier to read. So a book with pink on the cover. I picked one of my mysteries, or I think this is a mystery, not a thriller. I don't think it's a thriller. So Dead West by Matt Goldman. And since I have a few other books of his, I want to see if I like his writing style or like his books. So I want to see that, and if I don't like it, I'll put it in a little free library. And then the last book is a book that I think will make me cry, because that's fun. So we've got I'm Thinking of Ending Things by Ian Reid. And this too is a smaller book. It's like 200 pages, I think. So that should be an easy read too with Game of Thrones. I hit myself in the face with the book. So that is my TBR for this month. TBR.